One of the easiest jobs you'll have is replacing your sump pump if your home has one in your basement. This job can be done under 5 minutes or even 10 minutes, and it saves you hundreds of dollars. Remember, when a plumber is coming out to your home, it's $275 on average just to come to your home, $100 an hour, and then the cost of parts. So fixing this job yourself, all you have to do is pay for the sump pump. In this case, this was $165. Maybe it's different where you buy it, it goes up or it goes down, but that's it. You do the labor. You don't have to pay anything else. So it saves so much money. I'm going to take you through it. You barely need any tools to fix this sump pump. The first thing you're going to want to do is unplug your sump pump. There's nothing else plugged in that's in the ground here. And your sump pump works on a regular wall outlet. The next thing you're going to want to do is release the piping from the sump pump. Now this, you may need a tool, you may not need a tool, depending on how tight this is. So once you release this cap here, this part should pop out. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to release this pipe. Now, for the next step, you're able to bring up your submerged sump pump. Now remember, this thing is unplugged, so you don't have to worry. It's attached to this pipe here, so you just wiggle it out. You don't have to worry. This one is submerged in water, and you can see a little tether switch here. When the water comes up, that's what activates it, but this one is gone bad. You can see the rust started already. So here's where the non-plumber side of me comes in, because I'm going to put this over my feet. You know, if you have on boots, it's fine, but I have on some Jordans and don't really want to mess those up, because we're going to use our feet to hold this in place, because you do have to twist this pipe off. And sometimes it takes a little bit of wiggling to get it off. It is a PVC pipe, so you just have to twist it back and forth until you're able to get it off. And then once it comes off, you'll be able to replace the sump pump. It's not, sometimes it's a little difficult, sometimes it's not. And one thing I forgot to mention is that you want to check the sump pump to see if it's actually working. So I checked this sump pump and it's old, but it's working. This is activated by water. So let me see again. Let me drop this in and see exactly what's going on with it. Is it? Oh, ah, damn. That's been working, boy. All right. Once you get your new sump pump on, you could take the other. Make sure it's not plugged in. You drop the new sump pump down into the hole. Remember, make sure it's not plugged in and it's nothing blocking the pump from coming up. You want to get the piping in. Make sure it gets that nice snug fit. You tighten this up here. Remember, this can tighten all the way up. Make sure it got the nice tight fit so that gasket is in place. So now you got the sump pump in. Now you're going to take a little bit of electrical tape, because here's where it's going to get a little bit funky, because you want to have enough tape and enough room for this thing to function. So we're going to lift this up, and you want to have enough tape to hold up this wire so the wire doesn't have any chance to hit the water. So you go around a couple of times with the electrical tape, or any tape. I'm just using electrical tape. You can use any tape that you want. And you try to get it as snug as you can around the tubing here. And this is just to hold up the wire out of the water. So there you go there. So now you have the wire up, you have the sump pump connected, it is underwater. The next step will be to plug it in. So once you plug it in, watch the water. The water is now disappearing. It's all getting pumped out of here. And then you can see how much water is going in. It's all pressure related. So the water now, that's the water underground. Now, once the water is all pumped from the underground and it will feel no more water, that's it. The sump pump will stop. But it's going to fill up again until the sump pump is activated. So you see it here. So this was a perfect example of fixing things yourself. Because let me give you a situation of how things work. The sump pump that I just fixed, it was not broken, it was not damaged. It was just something obstructing the tether switch from going up and down. So when I was taking off the pipe, I was like, let me plug this in and check to see if it's working. And I pressed record on my camera, but for some reason it didn't record. I didn't have the pipe connected to it, it was still here, so you may see water on the floor. When I plugged it in, I put it down in there, water shot up. I was like, oh my God. I first checked the switch and saw that it was working. It was just something in there like sediment preventing the switch, the tether thing from going up and down. So now it's fixed and it is working. But two things could happen if you hire a plumber. You're still going to get billed. So what the two things that can happen is that the plumber can be honest and say, you don't need the new sump pump. This one was just a little obstruction that was cleared. So they would charge you the $275 on average for coming out. They would charge you their hour of labor. There's no parts, maybe a little bit of electrical tape or whatever tape they want to use, and they are on their way. But another person would come, let's say a plumber, and they will have their parts from their shop that are really more expensive than what you can buy yourself at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever hardware store you go to. They will replace that pump and put the new pump in. So they would charge you for the service, $275, the hourly rate, and for the charge of the pump that's really more expensive. So you doing it yourself, you can either, let's say that you didn't check this pump and you went out and bought a new pump yourself, you can either save that pump because believe it, you're going to need it, or you can just take it back to the store and get a refund for it. This pump was only $165. So I am going to keep the pump just in case this one stops working. We are going to be going away for a long time, and people do go away. And if you have one of these sump pumps and the water's coming up from underground, you want to be able to have it pump outside. So this thing, it just activated again. I just heard it. And I believe you guys saw it in the video. But remember, you can fix things yourself. On the bottom of the sump pump, there's just one of these twisty pipes here, and all you have to do is twist it off. Sometimes you can use your feet and twist it with the bar, or you get like a little small wrench. You don't want to clamp down too hard on this because it is plastic, and you take it off. You take it off. Lefty, lefty righty, whatever that saying is. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's how you take it off. So this was the smaller pipe. I took it off, raised it up, make sure you unplug it. And once you have it up, you can test it, plug it back in, mess with the tether switch, see if it's working or if it's not working. If it is working and it was maybe an obstruction like this one had, you can just work out the obstruction and then put it back in, install it again. It's that simple. And as you know, if you have a house and you have a sump pump and that water's coming in from underground, that is dirty water. Like it has a lot of, it's not dirty, just has a lot of sediment in it, all of those minerals, and that's what you see all around this pump. All of that brown stuff, that's all the sediment from underground, like soil and minerals, and that's going to collect on that tether switch, on that little rod that's attached to the tether switch, and it prevents that ball from going up and down. But all you have to do is take the ball and you work it up and down yourself, and it will clear the obstruction. So that's what happened with this one. Saved a lot of money. Didn't even have to buy the new sump pump, but I'm going to keep it, and that's that. So This is the way that you install a new sump pump or repair the sump pump that you already have. That's all I got for you this week on the SmallsRV Adventures. If you like these type of DIY videos, honest, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below if you have to fix your own sump pump. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. It's a cool video, cool video, cool video.